And I realized that there's a gap between medical and technological works, and I can combine it, and I can be a bridge for this.
We are always having this culture of, we have to disrupt and we have to, go and push the door and so on. But then you have also to, I think, to know when. To know when you have to put the suit, put the tie, right? Take off the hoodie, have the proper speech.
Also definition of the team.
Exactly. Hello, Karolina. Very happy to have you with us today, or with me, actually. And today we are together to basically explore your incredible journey through HealthTech in general, right? As far as I know, you have been into different level of the HealthTech sector, from from public to private to public again. You are also a PhD student in that area. So a lot to share with us. And also you are young, right? And that's not something that we see very often on the market. And so extremely happy to have you with us, Karolina Tadel.
Yeah.
Yes, right. I'm working on my Polish. And today we want to deep dive with you on how the health tech sector is actually moving much faster and forward thanks to AI, obviously, which is something that is on everyone's mind right now. And we thought that you are just the perfect profile, and you have the perfect experience to tell us a little bit about it, without making it too, science-y or too complicated, but for everyone to be able to understand how things are going. So the best way to do it would be to give you the floor right now. Introduce yourself,
right.
Tell us who you are, and then we take it from there.
Thank you for this introduction. Thank you for having me today. Big pleasure to be here, and great formula of podcast because, as you said, I'm a PhD student. So right now I've got many conferences and I'm a speaker in this scientific community. It's totally different type of conversation and presentation. So today it's great to meet and to discuss about healthcare and AI and innovation, because, as you said, I've got many different experience, and I can say that it is unique that I combine many different domains in this environment and ecosystem of innovation, because I started as scientific research at startup, a small company. After that, I was in private sector, public hospital, pharma company, and now I'm at public hospital again. So I understand many different aspects of this sector, many different technologies and potential, how to help patients. So it's really interesting right now to understand many different point of view, from startup, for pharma company, or big tech, for example, and combine it with public sector. It is amazing journey to understand the whole processes and the whole needs.
Yeah.
And I think that now I've got energy and motivation to do it the best. So it's a great motivation for me to be a part of public hospital right now, because new position right now is that I'm lead of data management department at Institute of Mother and Child in Warsaw. It is public hospital.
In Polish, how would we say it?
Instytut Matki i Dziecka.
Yeah, so I don't have to say it. So before we dive into, let's say, more of the technical questions, right? Like I would have two personal questions. So the first one would be, how did you end up in this sector? Because as far as I understood, without revealing your age, but you are very young, just like me. But you basically always decided to be there, right? You always were in that sector. You evolved through that. You made very conscious decision to stay in it, to go private, public, like it was something that, and you made even your PhD on it. So
it is crazy. I don't have explanation of that.
But how did you? Yeah, what drawn your basically interest or attention to it? Was it just an accident and then you say, wow, that's amazing? Or were you consciously going there?
Okay, so I graduated medical school, Wrocław Medical University, 5 years ago. And in my student life, I was a typical volunteer of student organization, scientific clubs. So I really like to be a part of something more and to do more, not only daily tasks and science, but also to create conferences, scientific events, something like that. And during this journey, I met people connected with startup ecosystem. And it was important moment in my life because I realized that this kind of work or maybe future for me, it's something interesting, and I want to explore more and show how I can be involved in this sector. And during my study life, I was participator of PFR, this Polish fund,
Yes, absolutely. Polish
School
fund
of Pioneer, School
exactly.
of Pioneer.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was at second edition. And also foundation of Lesław Paga in Warsaw. And I met a lot of people connected with startup ecosystem, and I felt in my heart that it is something for me. And I realized that it is a gap between medical and technological worlds, and I can combine it, and I can be a bridge for this two
How long
domains.
ago did you see that?
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
Yes.
So 7 years ago, you saw that gap and you say, oh, I can be this missing link.
Yes, and it was extremely interesting for me because I've got, I think, enough knowledge of medical, maybe not enough, but the basic to start in this sector. And I have a lot of connectors and friends in this startup ecosystem. So I decided to start to be a networker in this sector and to try to combine these two different environments of people, because in medical world we've got special mindset, and technology world is something totally different.
Absolutely.
For us. And it was beginning in my life, and at that time I had a friend and we had amazing idea to start a business, to create startup. It was terrible decision to business with friends. No,
yeah, okay.
No.
we can challenge that, but I mean the fact that you took the leap, whatever it was at the end, right? Successful or not. I mean, right now you're working there, so I guess it was not so successful in terms of the results, right? However, I mean, taking the leap towards creating something that doesn't exist is always impressive, and even more if you did it 7 years ago, which even the word startup in Poland was still something that was, starting to, boil a little bit in the market, and, it started to mean something, but it was really the premise of everything,
Yeah, and I realized that maybe new startup, it's not something for me, but working with startups, it's quite okay, and I can choose this way. And in 2020, I started my first job with startup in Warsaw. It was also first year, my year in Warsaw, so now 5 years in the city, and it's totally amazing, and I am so happy, and I thank you people around me that I can start in this totally new ecosystem, because Warsaw was new for me, but also technological world was new for me. So for sure, I have graduated extra studies on Koźmiński University or School of Economics to understand how to manage technology of AI projects, something like that. And it was extremely important to understand, because I understand medical need, but also I combine it with technical aspects and possibilities. So it was crucial. And now I think that I've got enough knowledge to be a motivator for other people to start implementing technologies, because for sure I have to learn every year, every time. But this motivation combined with basic knowledge is quite good to start.
Yeah, I can say that. And mostly that it's funny, but as you were saying, like 7 years ago, you were pioneering this process of, linking health tech and tech and so on. And right now you are basically a veteran of that market, because there isn't many people, again, that have I would say the scientific background, but also the technical background, but also the business background, to be able to offer something to the market.
And you should know that if you are at medical school, your future is connected with hospital and medical aspects, and it's difficult to totally change it.
To basically escape out of that kind of,
And when I was saying that startups, something interesting, professors was not so optimistic like me, but it was stronger than me, and I really like to do it in my life. Maybe that I really like to do many different things at the same time, because I'm a scientific student at the same time, so I can combine it. But this word of startup was really important for me to explore more.
Yeah, it's very high paced, and as you said, like I think that if you're someone that likes to do different things and likes to explore new things, the startup world is, it's an ongoing, surprises, right? And if we may just to say to the audience also how we met, right? Because we met, I think, about a year and a half ago, something like this, when you were doing a panel around HealthTech, and I remember you had like a couple of people around you, and back then you were not working for the current institution, Mother and Child, but you were working for a pharma company, if I'm not,
I was employer of institution that time.
It was not a private corporate at that moment that you were like basically selecting startups for, or you were basically working with startups at that moment? You were trying to select some startups to deliver some solution to that corporation? Wasn't that?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe.
I don't remember, because I remember one thing that you were saying back then that really like marked me, and I was like, she really knows what she's talking about, right? It was, the question was asked to you back then was like, how do you select a startup, right, to deliver a service to you guys, right? I don't remember what was exactly the company. But I remember you say that if a startup comes to me and says, whatever you need, we can do it, then for sure I'm not working with them, right? And I remember, and the answer was like, I need the people that are building the solution to actually focus on a niche solution that they know from A to Z perfectly. And that's the only way that any big pharma or health tech institution or health tech company, from your background, because that would take them seriously. Because then they would understand that, and I remember that marked me very much.
So you are right. I
remember a little bit.
I was at pharma, right?
You were at pharma, right? So that was for a pharma company, right?
Yes.
Back then, yeah?
And what you said is extremely important, how to judge startup and how to validate their potential.
Yeah.
Startup thinks that in pharma, there's a lot of money and we can do anything or something. But when you are inside of this corporation world, you have your KPIs and you really know what you want to do. You know your problems and challenges. And if you want to create something with startups, we are looking for the best market fit solution. And it's not to do something or anything with startup, but to do one special things.
Exactly.
And technology is not a problem right now, but people and motivation and knowledge of problem is the clue of the first problem.
Absolutely, you are so right about it, and I think I think in pharma it's even more. I would say.
But hospital environment is the same.
Yeah, it's like everywhere would be the same. But then in pharma, as you say, there is cash, right? Like everyone is like, there is cash, so maybe.
In hospital, we've got data.
That's the thing. So how then do you get it? Yeah, absolutely. So, but I think it's a recurring issue of startups, right? No matter the sector, right? When you start at the beginning as a startupper, right, for the first time, you have such I would say a long-term vision of how you will conquer the world. So you are like, oh, I can do anything and my product will develop into this as long as you give me the money. But the reality of professionals like you that are in the sector, right, understand that there is a certain level of KPIs that you have to reach, and those KPIs cannot come from anywhere else than actually the solution that you are looking for. So it's
to understand the customer journey.
Yes.
And in medical and or healthcare environment, patient journey is crucial to
Absolutely.
understand this process.
Yeah.
And it's not so typical that startup has evaluation of this patient journey and define every stage of diagnostic or therapy, because they think that it is they need to a lot of money, a lot of energy and people. And they think that they can buy it from agencies, something like that. But my first job in startup, it was also my role to understand our client, our end user, to be inside of the process, to explore, to ask questions, to try to understand, and after that, map this process and to prepare the poster, one page or something like that. And it was only my job. I don't have any agency or a big company. If you want create a map of your customer and end user, and you have motivation, money, it's not the problem.
Exactly.
Not the problem. It's not necessary.
It's not the resource needed. Yeah, exactly. Right. So, yeah, but that's, I think that's the big illusion of startups usually, right? Like that every problem can be solved with money. And often, basically, it's a matter of doing the groundwork, right? Doing I would say like the shitty work that no one wants, right? And think that, oh, I'm just going to pay for it. And then it's going to, but the reality is that you then I think miss a big piece of what you are building.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And this is the best test of this team. If they don't have enough resources, how they create this ecosystem and these results without full of resources. Yeah. So it's the definition of their potential.
Absolutely. That's the entrepreneurs are basically supposed to be defined by people that are able to do the impossible with nothing, right? So that's basically the base of it. And sometimes we tend to forget it because I think we said it already several times, and we try to fight against this kind of cliche, which is all is about the big fundraise and all is about and it's not that, right? It's exactly the opposite, rather. How much of yourself you put into your product and into what you're trying to solve, right? Rather than great. Just so perfect segue for us here, because you said that private sector has the money, but the hospital has the data, right? So you, as a head of data management, department in the institution, mother and child, you have been basically, I believe, at this stage, and you went back to them, or to implement new things, to maybe work with AI and see how AI can bring something new to the hospital, or enhance it, improve it, whatever, speed up processes. Can you maybe give us one or two projects that you are working on that are related, to the data and the AI, and what you're expecting it to impact and how? Happy to hear that.
Okay, to be honest, the data department at public hospital is something new.
Okay.
Because when we try to understand the pillars of, when we create pillars for this department, we research other departments in Poland, other industries, but in public hospital, it's not typical to create data management department. So it was a big challenge to create these pillars and to prepare our KPIs for this year and in the future.
If I may ask, sorry to interrupt, but when this department for this specific institution was created, before your arrival or while you arrived?
At the same time.
So you were the basically, God sent, data person to make
First
it happen.
month of my work, but it was decided decision of the director of institute, because it's amazing person with a vision and understanding of this sector. But the first month of my new work was also the same. It was first month of this department. So I have created the beginning everything with director of the institute and prepare our work for this year. We compare our work to department from hospitals like Charité in Berlin or Mayo Clinic, the most innovative hospital in the world. And it's not connected now with typical specific projects because at the beginning we need to understand our organization.
Okay.
At Institute, we've got department to develop AI solution, implement innovation, and I try to bridge the gap between technologies and IT sector and also this department of AI because we know that in hospital we've got a lot of data lake, but it is difficult to understand what kind of data from what kind of systems, and we need to map the whole processes, the whole files, type of files also to understand this potential. Because at the institute, for sure, we've got medical aspects, but other side, scientific potential is enormous in this at this institution. So we try to combine clinical and medical aspects with science and also with administration and daily work of people in the administration department. So now we are trying to map the whole organization from this perspective of data to create data lake and to prepare environment for new AI solution. Because for many projects, it is sometimes bottleneck that we need data, but we don't know what's the source of this data, how we can combine it with other system, how we can download it, something like that. And we try to prepare this environment now to develop faster projects in the future. So I feel that my work is a great potential for institute to develop faster and to create new solution and also implement more technologies from our market.
Okay. And because you were saying that you are in charge of the data, you are the head of the data department, but there is, you said, also an AI department in the...
Yes.
Okay. And so how old is that AI department and on what does it rely in the sense that you are now basically the person that holds the gold because data is gold, right? So how those guys, if they were before you, how were they developing AI solution, or were they just integrating some external AI solution to, help the institute function? Can you just give us a little bit?
Department of AI now it's named Center of AI and Innovation. It was launched 3 years ago, it's 2022, and I was the first employee of this department.
Okay, so you are at the origin of everything that is happening over there, basically. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy sometimes because I've got amazing job at the first in Poland department of AI. After that, I decided to start something new at pharma company, but it was amazing to start something new in totally different domain in private sector. But maybe next section will be about that this work. But about this department of AI at hospital, they've got a competition for startup. Maybe you know Mother and Child Startup Challenge.
Webalion was actually one of the sponsor of and partner of that startup competition.
Yes, and we launched this competition in 2022. Now this competition has a new name because it is a big format in Poland right now, because it was something totally new to create startup with implementation as a main prize. Yeah, so it was innovation. And now I think that we have another innovation at the institute because data management department is something like new revolution for it. So it is exciting to do this, but from the other side, it is big responsibility to do this the best and to prepare our hospital for the future and the future projects to implement AI, but also protect data.
If I may, let's say here, do a little bit of of your personal opinion through this. Seeing the evolution of the AI, tools and the different solutions that are brought to the markets in the past year and a half, to the point that some solutions were found in few weeks after implementing AI that was able to process millions of tests that humans cannot do, and sometimes having a better diagnosis than humans do. Actually, more often than none. Yeah. Um, what do you think, you that lead basically you are basically leading the hospital of the future, right? Basically, you are leading, the integration of technology, the usage of data, trying to understand everything that is happening through the journey, right? um, Ethically, do you think that at some point the hospital will accept that AI might override the medical decision of a human, knowing that
This hot topic.
exactly right?
Hot
And I
topic.
really would love to hear your opinion about it, because I don't think I met anyone like you that had such a diverse, vision, and so young, and very quickly in that field. So how do you perceive it? Because I understand there is the ego, the human ego. I studied 12 years and I have 20 years of experience. How a machine can, basically know better than me. But the reality is that if it has more data, it might know better than you, right? So what do you think about that ethically, right? Like, will we
Mhm.
get there, or is it really very far?
Hot question at every conference
Yeah.
about that AI will replace doctor or medical.
Yeah. For me, it's not about saying this will replace. It's just saying that we will accept, right? That from a doctor taking a decision, right? Which of course he or she will, rely on data, reports, whatever, right? But we know our capacity of processing data is far less greater than, an AI model that will be able to connect much more dots and potentially give a much better, So it's not about replacing, but it's about saying that, we would prioritize the best decision and not the human decision. So is this something you see coming, or you don't think so, or it's too far?
It is important, and it is also combined with trust
Yeah.
and human trust, but from the other side, trustworthy AI. And it is so important how startup prepare data, how they understand the patient characteristics, because uh, it is one-way ticket. I can think I can say because
I like that.
we have no possibilities to fail in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, because one failure it
And it's done.
is yeah
Yeah,
for
exactly.
this for startup
Yeah.
ecosystem, especially in healthcare. It is winter for many years.
Yeah.
From hospital perspective, we also should to respect our law regulations
Mhm.
and human um, has the final decision and the sign of decision. But for sure, I understand this difficulty that we can see some information on to analyze information from AI algorithm, and after that, we are thinking that maybe I think to change my decision, something like that.
Mm.
And for doctor, it is difficult to judge if I can trust or not.
Yeah.
Maybe my knowledge is better than this algorithm. So I think that trustworthy AI is the most important in this case, and
Mhm.
to prepare AI algorithms in this ethic way, and also on this data set which combine many different parts of kinds of patient, not only from Poland or Europe, but also from other countries and all over the world.
Mhm.
Because for doctor, it is impossible to judge this algorithm and to compare with in head with data from student life or
Mhm.
conference like that, and it's impossible. I think to in this short moment decided that, oh no, maybe my knowledge is better and I reject
Yeah,
this.
just dismiss it and yeah.
Yeah, but if we create a world where these AI algorithms are trustworthy and
Yeah.
we are sure that they are certificated or they've got enough great preparation of data and testing, validate, and like that, it is the best way to prepare doctor for the situation that they don't have to thinking about that, if this algorithm is okay or not,
Yeah.
because it is also my role to verify this algorithm that we can trust. But I think that it's not a trust, it is kind of validation, risk also assessment, risk assessment,
Yeah.
and certification validation, that we have enough data and we have proof that this solution is validated in proper way and it's not a risk to use it in clinical environments. But for sure, the final decision is depends of the doctors. So maybe possible that I can see recommendation, but I decided that I want to change something, because when I prepare my PhD project, it is a common situation that doctor has experience. It's not literally in the book or at paper, but for many patients, it is some kind of
Sixth sense. Yeah.
yes, and it's difficult
Yeah.
to explain.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big challenge for AI, how to transfer this knowledge into this technology world. But I think that this last part of this doctor evaluation, if they compare AI, trustworthy AI result with experience, and after that final decision. But we don't have one strict way how to act at the situation like that. But I'm at this position that trustworthy AI and the responsibility of startups and creator of this solution is crucial in this process, because doctor they don't have enough possibilities and data in this typical situation, specific situation, to analyze and to risk assessment in this case.
You know, we already established that you played a key role, you know, into facilitating, you know, collaboration between, you know, hospital, technology companies, startups, right? You have seen them all, let's say. And often you know, there is, let's say, common factors of success. As you said, some you failed, right? But some you succeeded, right? And if you could draw a line where what those factors of success can be, maybe you can give us 2 or 3 factors of success, you know, that they are consistent, right? This is what, let's say, you see each time when it's a successful project. You know, so we understand, you know.
I prepare a list of for startup perspective and to understand the problem. This is the first thing, but it is maybe from this situation when startup want to cooperate with corporation or hospital. First, the most important thing is to understand the problem, but not from the startup perspective, but your client perspective. And it is crucial because sometimes it's difficult when I organize a meeting with startups, and at pharma company it was board of the company. Now it is representative of medical staff or our board. We have 1 hour to discuss, for example, but the 20 or 25 minutes we have to listen about potential market. This is my experience from 2 years ago, but it was terrible when we have to observe, pitch the same like for investor.
Yeah.
When you are at hospital or at corporation, you really know what's your problem, but what you need to solve, and you are looking for this best solution. And if you are a startup, you have to show your product, not your amazing journey, amazing potential, and full of passion all over the world. We want to understand how your product, yes, and why you think that we are the best client or user for your product. And it's crucial. It's maybe 15 minutes. And after that, we know it is possible to prepare next meeting or not. And from the corporate perspective, it was the same.
Okay.
That and as I said earlier about patient journey, it is quick to validate when we are listening how startup is pitching and describing amazing and solution without competition in this area. Yeah, this slide with this
Yes.
for
Yes, we all have it.
yeah. But when we are asking about patient journey and how you analyze the process of diagnostic and why do you think that we can do something better, or how you try to develop it in hospital environment, it is first question and could be last question.
Yes.
For hospital, because when we try to validate, for example, for diagnostic process something, and we observe that startups try to sell something but not especially for this problem, and after that we hear that we can do anything. Yeah, describe your problem. No, not in this way. You have to understand your maybe not your problem, but this the most important thing that you want to develop.
Yeah.
Because we try to understand that you've got enough motivation and knowledge to solve it, and for us, it's information that we can trust you and prepare something together. That's, I think, that on our market we've got many different startups, but when we decide to cooperate, this list is shorter.
Reduced, much shorter. So basically be more pragmatic, be focused on what you're delivering. I would expect someone to create a health tech solution to be extremely specialized. I mean, from my point of view, even though being a guy in tech and startups and so on, I still see the people that do, health tech is the same for me that people that do satellites, or you know what I mean. You have to be another type of entrepreneur, right? And I think we have this tendency with the the pitch culture, right? That even when I go to a hospital that doesn't care about my market potential, I'm still going to tell them how much is my TAM, my SOM, my SOM.
Sometimes and you're fake it till you make it.
Exactly. And you're like, come on, man. Yeah. Like
yes, and it was my strategy for this cooperation with startup. That first meeting, I try to validate their data process, the data collection process, how they collect data, test and prepare algorithm, validate, etc. And it was a big surprise that I asked about it, that I want to that I want to show read results. And they have great pitch deck, slides, and graphics, amazing. Well done. But for me, the most important was this data aspect. And now I've got the same approach. For sure, if before meeting, I know that this solution is okay for us or not. I don't need this meeting to validate in my head, but on this meeting, I need to understand how they create this solution, how they motivate each other to prepare, and also their responsibilities for this process, if they have enough knowledge about this data aspect, because it's really, really important. It is also during the cooperation, it's also our responsibility in this process. So startups, I can 2 years ago, I thought that we done everything and we demonstrated every aspect that we need to validate from startups. But now I think that we got new wave of people. And
tell me about those new
and we've got the same problems of this preparation of pitching for not for investor but your potential client. And sometimes it's a big challenge for startup. They've got great chance, maybe one of this year, but they don't have what they should present in this situation.
We are always having this culture of we have to disrupt and we have to go and push the door and so on. But then you have also to, I think, to know when. To know when you have to put the suit, put the tie, right? Take off the hoodie. Have the proper
it is
speech.
Also definition of the team.
Exactly.
For me, I had situation when co-founders had argument
during the meeting.
During the meeting, and it was a terrible situation. I was in corporation that time, and we didn't know what to do because we had an project in the middle of this process, and we observed that they don't have good atmosphere in this team.
But it was already onboarded? So it was already an ongoing project?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, and it is this crucial moment that startup should feel that they are ready to start a big deal.
Yeah.
Because with this big deal and for sure and big money, it is also a big expectation.
Of course. Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
as I said, it's sometimes difficult for startups.
Absolutely. I mean, by definition, it's difficult to be a startup, but then once again, it's like the usual thing, no one forced
Try
you.
to smile.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, smile, say, okay, we talk later. But, but
after
no,
call,
exactly, we talk outside after, yeah. But that's the thing is also, there is this thing that you have to understand that you put yourself into this situation, right? Like no one forced you to do a startup. No one forced you to start a business. No one, I'm sure that if you were skilled enough to start something new, you would have been skilled enough to be hired in a big company and make good money, right? So, at some point you have to understand that no one forced you through that. So you have to understand the rules and just deal with the rules. But it's not always the case. But, what can we do? Just try to educate and see what's next, yeah? But let's maybe, try to close or, get towards a conclusion here with a little bit of futurology, right? I don't think, again, I would have the chance to have someone with so diverse background. So together, allow me, right, to go into, something a little bit more extra, less, on earth. Seeing that you went through all the different sectors into the healthcare system, right? And health tech in general. You have tested product, scaled product, said no to product, right?
Create something
create
new.
Something new, exactly. All these things together, I think you are the perfect person to tell me what you would see coming as the next big breakthrough in AI-driven technology for healthcare, or maybe not even AI-driven. Maybe let's just talk about data-driven type of technology that would change the way that we perceive hospital or healthcare, or that we have approach, to medicine. Please enlighten me.
Difficult.
I know.
Really difficult because I try to be realistic.
I know, but here we go a little bit,
Yes, but I need to underline that as Poland, we are in a really good situation.
Absolutely.
Because our digitalization in this sector is not bad.
It's not. Absolutely.
Yes, we've got a report from European Commission about access to e-health data, and we have as Poland 5th place.
Wow!
So
who is first?
Belgium.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's
this 100% of this access. We've got 90.
Wow!
So it's okay. Medium in Europe it is 79. So 5th place in this European sector, I think
it's
amazing.
It's
really, really
that's
good.
Amazing.
And we can be proud of our product, for example, like e-prescription, electronic documentation in hospitals.
Absolutely.
It's really, really good. My dream is related with this developing of integration of technologies in our ecosystem, but I think that we also think about our patient and try to fill them this new wave of innovation and AI.
Okay.
And my dream is a model of hospital at home. This is something common in US, for example, and for patient is better.
Is it the best example, the US with the
But when we analyze that for patient is better to recover at home because they
absolutely.
are in safe place with family. It is great potential for us because in hospital you've got great medical staff, but it's not typical situation for you. When you are a child, you want to have contact with your colleagues, classmates, something like that.
And you recover also, it's a mental thing, right? It's not only the
and it's also difficult
thing,
for the whole family because they couldn't be together. And this model of hospital and home from this children aspect, I think that it's great potential in future of
Okay.
us, but also as a way to be with our grandparents
Yeah.
in the last part of their life
Yeah.
also. So I think that this model could be developed in the future in
And you think
Poland.
technology can help develop that?
Yes, because we've got many medical devices and external solution that we can give our patient
Okay.
to monitor them
Yeah.
at home. But it's difficult right now to prepare this model of how to classify patient for this home care, but
Okay.
from the other side, how to control parameters, frequency, something like that. We don't have standards like now, but I
Okay.
think that this is a future for us to deep dive in this
Mm-hmm.
case and to prepare maybe for one disease at the beginning,
Okay.
but to explore that we can create this hospital at home environment.
Yeah.
When we thought about medical service
Mhm.
100 years ago, it was around home care, not because we don't have hospitals
Absolutely.
in this model right now. So maybe it is our future on the model like 100 years ago to prepare this environment in this home this home model for patients. So this first case of
Mhm.
how to integrate solution and AI for patient.
But it means also training a lot the staff, right? Because what I see here is not only about the device, but it's
Yeah,
about the staff that needs to deal with the patient that are not right there with them.
standards as I can see because need to
Exactly,
prepare
right. You need to
procedure.
change absolutely every. That's tremendous.
From the other side, I also because it's patient perspective
Yeah.
and this combine how to integrate new technologies and also involve patient
Okay.
in this. But from the other side, from a medical aspect, I know that we've got more and more data, information, publication, new results, new clinical trials, and it will be big challenge to know everything and also to choose the best option for patient, and maybe large language models for doctors. It's also our future, and
Yeah.
we need to be aware of technology like
Mhm.
that, because when we want to be better and diagnose faster, and we try to create personal medicine in this personal way for patient, not
Yeah.
general but personalized. I think that it is crucial to help this professional medical staff with external solution and tools,
Absolutely.
because it's impossible to
Okay.
analyze data the same like computer
Absolutely.
at the same time,
Yeah.
because we are human,
Yeah.
and it's impossible. And so these two aspects is the future, and I think that it is realistic
Mhm.
to prepare something like that. It's not the close our life
Mhm.
in VR or mixed reality. I think that hospital and home model and large language models for
For doctors to
doctors,
process. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
possible in our future.
And I would also, and then just one last thing to add there is that the large language model, the LLM, for the doctors, so requires the doctors to, I would say, we're discussing about it a little bit earlier in this podcast, was to maybe drop their ego, accept that they would use that, support their diagnosis, and maybe not replace, you know,
Yes, and if we prepare data lake on our data and validate the whole
yeah,
information and to clear these databases, I
yeah.
think that it is the best way to create this perfect environment and also this uh, trust for this technology.
Okay. Right. So I think we're getting towards the end. And I would have, let's say, a couple of last easy, like firing round of questions. Um, the first one would be based on your immense experience so far with the startups, right? If it was one book that you would advise a startup, maybe in the health tech sector, because that's the sector you know the most. One book that a startup founder or someone that wants to start their own business, you would recommend to understand the psychology of the sector, what would it be? Do you have any to recommend?
To general approach
Okay.
how we create new technologies in medicine, but I think that the book 0 to 1, it is great. It's general for startups.
Absolutely, but we take it. Listen, we take it. We had many book suggestions each time, so 0 to 1, I know it, I read it. So, I can recommend also. I
yes,
can
and
second
also
this
one
one.
thing, one book, Drive.
Okay.
It's about motivation, because we think that money, it's great motivation. And my experience is the same, that motivation is what we want to do, how we want to do. And if we feel that we are involved in the process, in this change, it's not about money. It's about us, our internal motivation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's crucial also, because when we start new project, we think that if we have extra salary, it's okay to find extra money for people, and after that we've got success. We've got success if we have money. After our budget is 0, motivation is
everything.
It's everything. And if we want to scale this project and to implement for the whole organization, our fundamental, it's not based on money. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this book also is a great explanation of that for sure we can motivate our employees with money, but it's about
it's not the core
way
thing.
and short story to for that. And after as I said, our budget is limited, and same time motivation is also limited.
Absolutely.
So we need to find something more in people behaviors and mindset.
I think that's the best way to conclude it, right? It's just as you said, it's a matter of the drive that you are carrying, to resolve something that you deeply care about, and that's what basically takes you through the hard times, even when you just don't have the budget or the money to accomplish, but you still find a way. And you don't know how at the end you did it, but you did it because you were motivated and you were driven through that. So I think this is just perfect to to close it here. Karolina, thanks a lot for coming today. It's such a pleasure to talk to you. I mean, likewise, I can tell you, I was sure that the conversation will be interesting, and it was beyond that. I learned a lot of things. I think everyone that will be listening and watching will learn a lot of things. I'm super glad that this is not the last time we see each other. We're going to see each other next week. We're going to have some the French Tech Connect together. We'll have also the chance to drink some more wine together for sure. We can find your work, follow you on LinkedIn. I guess that can be the best way to catch up with you.
Also to share my thoughts and insights on Medium portal.
Super.
Also Substack.
Okay.
But in Substack I try to write in Polish.
Okay. It's fine. We have
Medium,
Polish,
English, so I think that it's okay, because I've got a lot of observation and experience and inside information, and I try to show this knowledge and to inspire maybe startups or managers from corporation or hospitals to think in different ways and to implement something new in organization.
Absolutely. And so all those things where we can find you will be in the description. We'll even put them in the screen, so it's going to be visible. From my side, what I can say that you can follow French Tech Warsaw. There is the website, there is the LinkedIn, the social media. Go for it. And once again, those podcasts are made to discover amazing people like you, because I don't think that you were a discovery for me when I met you a year and a half ago, and I was like, I need to do something with this lady. A year and a half later, we are here, and I think you have so much to to say and to show to people, despite not being 60 years old, right? You have done already a lot, and just incredible that you gave us that time today. So thanks a lot for this. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.